Hello guys, once again I'm coming back not only with a backlog of more flight reports, but with a new mic setup as well. I think my voice sounds a lot better and more clear with this mic, and I'm hoping from now on with it, my videos will be more bearable. Let's go revisit Delta. Salt Lake City International, oh boy, it has been over 9 years, nearly a decade since the last time I saw this airport. My great revisit to this Delta hub is today, and it has changed since then. Of course, there was the quote-unquote new SLC renovation project, so I'm not at all surprised, but it looks amazing. Especially the center area. Look at it! My boys working on Salt Lake City really went and said, let's top Indianapolis. Like I've said before, I was never a fan of USA airports. I've always thought they were mediocre, but they're improving. We had quite a few recent renovations of large USA airports in recent years, such as Denver's C gates and Minneapolis's H gates, along with LaGuardia's massive modern new terminal. So I believe US airports are slowly getting better. My favorite part is the center area, of course, which has a window wall, perfect for plane spotters. My aircraft for today, it's on its way from Las Vegas, so it's not here yet. It'll be one of the Airbus A321s of Delta Airlines, and it'll be taking me to Minneapolis as Flight 1396. Both SLC and Minneapolis are major Delta hubs, so this is a hub-to-hub. I've covered, I believe, 2 other hub-to-hub flights, one being American Airlines from New York LaGuardia to Dallas-Fort Worth, and Southwest from Chicago Midway to Denver. Yeah, I know some people say that Southwest Airlines just doesn't have hubs, but come on. Take one look at Midway and Denver Concourse C, then try to convince me that these aren't Southwest hubs. Hub-to-hub routes almost always occur multiple times a day, including my flight. I believe this will be the latest instance of Salt Lake to Minneapolis today, and it arrives in the evening. While I waited for my A321 to arrive, I had lunch at Beecher's. At SLC, Beecher's is located right by Gate A6, which at the time was where the LaGuardia flight would board. Incredibly ironic, as the last time I ate at Beecher's was literally at LaGuardia. I did some plane spotting as well. It's refreshing to see this many Delta planes after flying United, American, and Southwest most of the time post-COVID. Delta's short and medium haul fleet is one of the most diverse I've seen, which includes A220s like these, Boeing 737s of the 800 and 900 variant, and most members of the A320 family as well, including my flight to Minneapolis here, which just arrived from Las Vegas, and it's an Airbus A321neo, isn't it? No, not a Neo. That's just my wishful thinking talking. The A321neo is what I was supposed to be on. If you didn't know, I've been hoping for years that eventually I'd take a flight on a member of Airbus's new A320neo family, and that's what this flight should have been operated by. I got this flight thinking I'd be on an A321neo, and was very excited. A month or so prior to today, Delta told me they'd swap the plane to a generic A321. I found that hard to believe though, because I continued to look at each instance of this flight on FlightRadar, and each one would use one of the Neos. Every day I'd check the flight, it'd end up with a Neo, so I thought it was a matter of time before they changed my flight back to one. But then the day came. July 2022. Was scheduled to take a Lufthansa A320neo flight in Germany. Cancelled, got rebooked with Eurowings on an A319. March 2023. Originally booked on a British Airways A320neo to Stuttgart. Month after booking, swapped to an A319. Today. Delta pulls this on me. Every other instance of this flight, before and after the day I took it, was an A321neo. Every single other instance of Flight 1396 Salt Lake to Minneapolis was a Neo. But yeah, the day I fly it, I don't get a Neo. Like, why? I'm just the ultimate Neo repellent, I guess. Okay, don't get me wrong. I've reviewed Delta's generic A321 before, and it's a very comfortable and nice aircraft, so normally I wouldn't have an issue with this. but when I've tried and failed multiple times to review a flight on some hyped up new plane, finally getting the chance to, only to find out I just happened to be flying on the day where the flight isn't operated by one of them, and is instead using a plane which I've already reviewed, it's just a bit disappointing. I did end up taking one on the morning flight back though, so yeah, all turned out well. Mission accomplished. But this generic A321 here at Gate A31 will be today's 2-hour ride to Minneapolis, November 118 Delta Yankee, only 2 years old at the time. Actually the youngest A320 family plane that I've reviewed on this channel as of the upload date, newer than the 5-year-old 332 Delta November I took last year on a red-eye. The onboard product is most definitely the same, however, this time I'll be getting the more typical non-red-eye Delta A321 experience, so that's something to look forward to. The A321neo swap certainly hasn't flat out ruined my mood for this flight.
Thank you. Board at this time, thank you for your help.
Airbus A321, it is what it is. At this time I wanted to have background noises play, but I think some of the boarding music is copyrighted, so I'ma just speak for now. As soon as we boarded, cabin crew handed out these earphones which will be used for the in-flight entertainment screens. Okay, now the copyrighted music has stopped playing. K4E out.
Larger electronic devices must be stowed in a bag, not in seat pockets. If you're seated in an exit seat, please review.
Stirs our curiosity.
Require all passengers to comply with all crew members' instructions, along with the posted placards and lighted information signs.
Welcome aboard, and thank you for choosing Delta. The health and safety of our customers and crew is our #1 priority, and the shared responsibility of everyone on board.
Stay seated with your seatbelt fastened when the seatbelt sign is on, and keep it fastened whenever you're seated in case of sudden rough air. In the event of rough air,
20 minutes past the hour into the gate, hopefully a few minutes after that. Scheduled to go on to gate G as in Golf 4. Seatbelt signs back on, please observe it. We arrived at the gate. This time our flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival. Thank you.
Seat back and tray tables in the upright lock position, and your all armrest in the rest position. If your seat has a video monitor that
Welcome back to Minneapolis. Delta Airlines, well, I can conclude from this flight that they are still as great as last year, at least for short haul. Delta is certainly my favorite US carrier, and I say that for many reasons, such as their incredible in-flight entertainment system, the abundance of drink and snack choices. Yeah, they pretty much tick every box. Because this is a short haul flight, the in-flight entertainment is what will contribute to the amenity score, if you're confused about the 14 out of 10 up there. The seats on the A321 are certainly comfortable, with good legroom. I can tell Delta has the most comfortable product of the big three, pretty much topping both United and American Airlines, at least in terms of short haul. Also, I'm a big fan of Delta's A321 interior with the mood lighting and massive overhead bins. Yeah, it's just incredible. I love Delta's A321. And this will bring us to the final score, which will be 9.1 out of 10. This was one of my most enjoyable flights of this year. Like, I know the A321neo aircraft swap was disappointing, but to be honest, I don't think my experience really would have been any different if I had ended up with one of the Neos. However, I did end up on a Neo a few days later, so that'll be a future review where I'll see if the Neo is really a step up from Delta's A321.
seatbelt back carried out of so to the captain's turn off seatbelt sign. Be careful.
Please remain in your seats with your seatbelts fastened back. Thank you.